This conference will now be recorded.
Let me share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen, guys.
Yes, we
Am I
can.
audible?
Yes, we can. Able to.
Okay, that's great. Okay, let's discuss today the important topic, which is, let me put my notepad back on, is called your constraints. Okay, so the constraints is something like, if I simplify this, it is the rules or slash I can say the protocols of database. Okay, while creating the table, when you are creating the table, each and every columns they should follow some rules and protocols, right? So it's just like a normal rules which you are following, right? So whenever you are going on a road and there is a traffic signal, all right, so we need to stop, we need to go. So there are some rules, right? We need to follow left or right. So all these things, like if you are driving a car, you should put your seat belt, all these things, right? So everything is rules and protocols available, right? So same, whenever you are creating some tables, there are some constraints or rules which we should follow, and that will be really helpful for defining your table. Okay, so how many types of constraints are there? We'll see one by one how to implement, how to do that, and how it will be useful for you. Okay, so the first constraints, it will be not null constraints. We'll discuss all this detail, no worries. Okay, then it will be the check constraint. Then third will be your default, sorry, unique. Then fourth will be your default constraint. Fifth will be your primary key. Okay. And sixth will be your foreign key. Okay. So these are the six types of different constraints which you have in database while creating the tables. Okay. Let's discuss about what is not null. So the not null, the name is suggests is that any column you are defining as a not null, so that that column will never be a null, or will it will not allow to enter any null values to that particular column, right? Take an example. So let's take and create a table here. Okay, just a sample table here. I'm saying create table, say sales table. Okay. So I'm creating few columns here. So ID, int. So where you specify your constraints after your data type. So first is the column name, then your data type. Okay, then you can specify any constraints here. Okay, not null. So something like that. Okay, so this is your not null constraints now. Okay, so again I'm saying another column, amount int. I say again I'm saying it will be not null. Okay, I'm saying another column called vendor. Say varchar, it will be check to 55. It's fine. So now if I execute this table, it will be created, right? Any questions on this at least? Rather than this is the last one, okay? So just putting not null after the definition of the each column. Hmm?
Sir, please
So execute it.
tell me again. Please tell me
Yeah, I'm
again,
coming.
sir.
Nothing. It's like how you are creating the table. Create table name, that putting all the column name, right? Yes.
Okay.
Now after the column name, what you are specifying?
And
Int means what? The data type, right?
Hmm.
So each column have a specific data type, right? So which type of data it stores? Then after that, we are defining these constraints. So I'll show you now. So we have defined the ID as a not null, amount as a not null. Okay. So now when we are inserting the statement, inserting the records into, let's take the sales. When I say values, so let's take one. Okay, amount is, let's take 456, and the vendor is, let's take ABC. Okay, so this will allow, okay, because I am giving all the records to the particular column, so it will be one row affected. Now if I say select star from my sales table, it will be available. But when you are inserting, let's take, I want to give a null value to this particular column. Let's take on the amount column, I want to specify null here. Okay, so now if I execute this, okay, so now if I execute this is, see, it is automatically saying that there is a violation of null constraints. So what is saying that cannot insert the value null into the column amount. Why? Because it is allowing the nulls. So we have defined the amount column as not null. So it will never take any null constraint here. So this is the rule you define to the ID column and even to the amount column. Okay, make sense? Yes, you are there.
Yeah, yes, Samir.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
it is clear.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, good. So this is about the first constraint is called the not null. Okay. Now let's go to the check constraint. How to check, how to use that. So below I will create another table here just to demo it. Okay. Create a table. Let's take salary table. Okay. So I say inside again I am showing ID int, name varchar somewhere around 250. Okay. And this column should not be not null. Okay, so just now we discussed, okay, not null, and where I'm saying that salary, okay, I say then int, then I will say one check constraint. I will put check constraint is something like it is used to check the condition. Okay, so I say check salary greater than 1 2 3 4, okay, 10,000. So this is a condition which I put inside my table while defining. So this condition, you know that it should be not null and this should be not null, but the salary column when I checking, it is saying that it should check, it should be condition would be satisfied the salary greater than 10,000 only. Okay. So if I execute now and create the table, it will be created. Now when I'm inserting the data to this particular table, right? Insert into salary table. Then I say values. First of all, you know that ID column and name can't be null. So I'm just defining that I already explained you. So ABC, but I say 12,000 here. Okay. Or let's take, yeah, so 12,000. Now, if I execute this, let's execute this. It is one row got added up. Okay. So just like select star from my salary column, salary, select star from salary. So if we execute this, we will get the 2000. But if I insert one more row into this table where I'm saying the last record is 5000. the salary is 5,000 for the second employee and with a name of, let's take XYZ. Okay, so now if I execute this will a violation again. Why this is a violation here? Because when you define the salary column, it is saying that it should be always greater than, or the in this salary column, the values allowed always more than 10,000, and what you are supplying here values 5,000. So the constraint is violating the check constraints. Okay, clear on this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in this case, one more problem here in this case, those that define to the second, the third one. Let's take on this table itself. If I insert one more ID as one, hmm, and with a different name, and let's take salary as, let's take 15,000. We'll just insert this, okay? And now select start from the salary. If you see, there is a problem here. It is allowing the same ID to be inserted here. I inserted first ID with ABC as to 12,000 and the same ID one again XYZ 50,000. So it is allowing the duplicates. Okay, it is not null, but it can allow the duplicates value even on the name and even the ID. Okay, so that I want to avoid that. Okay, so that I want to avoid it. So in that one, the unique constraint will come into picture. So unique is something like, it is like no duplicates, sorry, no duplicates and not null as well. Okay, so it is just like the combination of unique is no duplicates and the not null. So let's see how to well this not null now. Okay, let's see. So I'm just creating a table, another one. Create table salary underscore, let's take unique. Okay, so now here I'm saying ID int I say unique and not null. Okay, both I'm specifying. It should be, it will not allow the duplicates and it will be not null also. Okay, now I say name varchar, let's take 250. Then I say it will be not null. Okay, that's it. So these two column I'm just executing now. In this case, when I'm inserting the data to this particular table, hmm, so first I'll insert into my table name. So then the values, then I say 1. Okay, then I say ABC. So if I insert these two records into my uh, table, it will allow. But next time, suppose the same record I want to just insert it 1, and let's take XYZ with the same ID. Okay. Now, if I execute it, it will throw an error. What is the error? It is saying that cannot insert duplicate key in object because this column is a unique column. Okay, and it is also a not null also. Okay, so we can't specify any null value here onto this column, and it could be it can be duplicated also. Okay, make sense here? Any doubt on this part?
Tammy.
Hello?
No, Samir.
Okay. So one question I want to ask you both, all, sorry, not both, all. So that instead of this one, if I specify here null, okay, and I'm giving a employee called DEF, let's say. If I execute this, what will happen? Just think and tell. Take your time. Hmm. Good. Are you following me right properly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before that, your screen, yeah, like for the first query, insert into salary unique values 1 comma XYZ, right? So,
That I already inserted. This is
yeah,
already inserted.
that is,
I'm
that,
s-
that, yeah, for
yeah.
that is the first value you are entering, right? For
Correct.
the first record to that table. So here
Right.
it is unique, and the value should get inserted, right? So why we are getting the error over there? Cannot insert duplicate key.
Because this time I did it. That's why it is coming. So I first time inserted,
Oh,
then
okay.
again I executed the same statement again. That's why it is throwing error. Now my
Oh,
question is, yeah, the second statement where I'm putting the salary unique values and null.
It throws an
Okay,
error.
it will go as an
It's not,
error. Okay,
yeah, it's not going to insert values.
okay. What about others?
Yeah,
yeah,
it goes an error.
This goes an error. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it goes an error. Why?
null
Why?
value is not allowed.
Not
Yeah.
allowed. Yeah, it's a not null. Okay. Now let me just modify another same table again, little bit. Okay, slightly. I'm saying scenario unique one. Instead of this, if I take unique here, only unique. Eh? Now just see. Now if I insert this statement to the unique one table, will that allow? Just check
Yes.
this.
No,
Yes.
no, it is not
Yeah,
allowed.
yes.
How many yes, how many no? Just let me count. Okay. Tell who are yes.
Rajini. It will take.
Yeah, it
Yes.
will take. Okay. What about others, guys?
And
No, it throws error.
it throws error because
Hmm.
unique takes values, no duplicates and not null.
Okay, is that okay? Oh, sorry. This is per definition, right? Sorry. This is only duplicates. It's not null. Sorry. My definition is wrong here. I write it wrong here.
Oh,
Now,
Then
tell.
then
it
it
acts.
allows.
I mean, it,
Then it will allow, right? Okay. Yes, it allow. So now question is very interesting. Select start from the salary unique one. So it is giving me null. Now, if I insert another insert to this table with again null with a different one, will that allow? This one? I already
no,
inserted a null.
no.
How many yes? How many yes? How many no?
Yeah, it will take.
It will take. Okay. I just want everybody to answer these questions to me, please. I'm just seeing a couple of answers only.
I think it will take.
It will take. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. It will not take. Why? Because I'm
A
saying
duplicate.
you need to. Yeah, unique will not take any duplicates, right? So null is already inserted one time. So how we can insert another null here? So it is violating, right? It's a duplicate of null. So it will not allow. So that's the thing. Unique always it will be uh, like what do you call, no duplicates, but it will allow one time null only, because second time null it's a duplicate for that particular column. And you can combine this unique with not null to achieve everything. Okay, unique is no duplicates, and along with you can say the not null, so it will be package, right? It will not allow the null, and even it will be not allow the duplicates here. Okay, clear on this part?
Can you please tell me once more?
Which part, Nargis?
Insert salary and Q1. This one.
No, no, where you left? I think you left the meeting, right? Somehow.
Just for 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me where you left.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying where you left. This part.
Not this part. The second one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. Yeah.
so. This part I created a table called salary unique one, where I'm providing ID as int, and I'm just providing unique. It's not null.
What is
Okay.
unique?
Sorry.
Unique. Add
Are you?
unique.
No, no, no. I understand, but you are following the class properly.
Yeah.
So here I have written, right, the constraints. Out of that, one is unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is not null? What
Ish,
is
ish.
check?
Okay.
So like that, the unique is another constraints. It will
Mm-hmm.
not allow, it will not take any duplicate value for that particular column. If you specify unique here,
Okay.
right? So it will
Mm-hmm.
not take any duplicates here. So
Okay.
while I am inserting that, I inserted a null here first time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't specify the not null here. So I'm
Okay.
just putting unique. So the first value it will take it as a null. But
Mm-hmm.
when I'm inserting the next time the null, it will violate because the null is again we are putting it. So the
Mm-hmm.
unique rule is it will not take any duplicate values. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we specify unique with a not null, then it's a combination of unique will say that it will not take duplicates, and the not null it will not allow the nulls to enter in this particular column. Okay, make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now next constraints we'll discuss about is called the default. Okay, so the default is quite interesting. So let's create a, let me check how many tables I created. Okay. So let me create a table here again. Create table. Okay. Say salary underscore info table. So here I say ID int not null. We just discussed, right, everything. Then say name varchar 250 not null. Then say salary int. Then I'm saying that date of salary. There's a date column I want to insert when the employee will get their salary, and this data type is called the date. Okay, and I want to insert a default value to this. Okay, so somehow I want to take my system date, okay, which is my current date, and that value I want to insert as a default value for this particular column. Okay, so before doing that, so just I'm saying that there is a function in SQL Server to get the system, current system date. That function is called select, if you say get date. Okay. Select, and this function is called the get date. We will discuss about the functions in later of the class. But right now, this is the function which will give you execute the whatever the current timestamp you have on your system, right? that it will give you. Okay, with a month, year, month, and day along with the timestamp. So this function we will use to get the current timestamp for of your current system. Okay, so this function is called the get date. Okay, the same function I will use for my default date here. Okay, so how will default here? I say default is my constant, default, then I say get date. That's it. So what does it mean? So whenever you are inserting the records for the ID, for the name and the salary, okay, and suppose you enter something for this, it will take it. If you not specify anything for this particular column, then it will take the default value. Okay, let's see that. Let's see the in action. So I just create this. Now I'll insert into this table here. Insert into my salary info. Okay, then I say values. I say 1. Okay, then say ABC, comma salaries. Let's take 4,500. Okay, 450. Sorry, 450, and the date. Okay, so date. Suppose I'm specifying here is that let's take 01. Let's specify the properly. 2013, 2022, 01, and 01. Okay, this is my date I am specifying for this record. Okay, anyway it will take it because all the 4 parameters I have given it. Okay, now if I select the values here, select star from my salary info, then obviously if I execute now, I'll get the data properly. Okay, now let's try to insert. I want to insert just to only these 3 columns only: ID, name, and salary. Can you help me, anybody, to how to write the statement? Only I want to insert to ID, name, and salary from my salary info table. Just help me with the syntax, please.
Insert into salary info values.
Insert into salary info. Okay. Then
Values.
values. Uh-huh.
To some name
Mm-hmm.
XYZ
Mm-hmm.
and salary.
Just 3 columns. Okay.
No. For get date.
No,
I
get
think
it.
no.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not required. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This will not allow you, right? Because the column name, the number of supplied value doesn't match the table definition. How many columns I have in my table? 4 columns, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm specifying values for 3. It will not allow. So, how to insert only 2, 3 columns only? That is my question. I don't want to insert for this value at least. How to do that?
You have to specify the column names after the table name, like insert into
Yes.
salary info and open parenthesis. You have to add
Right.
int
Right. Right.
name
Right,
salary.
that's correct. That's correct. That's the syntax. So in this way only we can do that. So you need to specify I insert into the table name. Then inside that you need to specify the for which column you want to insert. Then for that particular value. Now in this case, the fourth one, the date of salary, I'm not inserting anything. So it will take the default value, which is nothing but your get date. Let's see. So now if I insert now, it will allow one row got affected. But now if I execute it, if you see the second record, okay, it is taking the default value, which is nothing but your current date. So this is the default constraints. Okay, make sense? This is, or any questions? I will explain you one more time.
Samir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question is like, you just added the date of salary in the table, right? My
Mhm.
question is, Like
Mm-hmm.
once you created the table, if you want another column,
Mm-hmm.
we had a syntax, right? That alter table,
Yeah, right,
table.
right.
Yeah. So with
Mm.
that, we can add, right, alter table, sales, add the column name like the date of salary and date
Yes.
is data type.
Mm.
And
Mm.
can we provide the default value as well, like as you have given, like
Constant.
yeah, the
Constraints.
constraint. Yeah, can we provide
Okay, that
alter statement?
okay. Yeah, I'll come to that. So you are saying that after creation of the table, whether we can define any constraints, right? That's what you're saying,
Yes,
correct?
when you add the column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come to that. Yes, that is somehow that's possible. That's possible. I'll come to that now only after this the one. Okay.
Mhm.
So now this is clear, right? The default, what exactly default is doing, the behavior of the default. Any questions on this part? Then I'll come to the next part. Anybody have any doubt? So far we discuss about the not null constraint, the check constraints, the unique constraints, and the default. Lastly, we'll discuss about the primary foreign key. But this four, any questions, any doubt you have, guys? Okay, we are good then. Okay. Now the question was, let's take a table. Let's create a table here. Then we will see that. Okay. Create table demo constraints. Let's take. Hmm. So here, let's take ID as int. I'm not specifying any constraints while defining the table. Okay. So name, I say varchar 250. I'm not defining anything here. Salary, let's take int. And date of salary also, I'm just putting as date. I'm not defining anything here. Okay. All right. So now let's take after your definition. Let's take you saw that again. I forgot to define my constraint for particular columns, right? So that time, uh, if you're not specifying during your table creation, then you can do it with your alter statement. The alter statement, you know, right? Last time we saw that like how to add a column or change the any kind of data definition or the data types for the column. Again, we can create a constraint for the particular column also. So the syntax would be alter, okay, table, my table name, okay, and add constraint this time, okay. Constraint, R-A-I-N-T. Yeah, add constraint here, but when you are specifying that, we need to give a constraint name. What is the constraint name? I'll show you first. So this is the syntax. I'll complete that after that definition. So you need to specify a name here. Then the then I'll come to that. Okay. So let me show you what is the name exactly. Okay. Let me check one constraint name. So here it is saying that the ID will be not null, right? So let's try to insert a null for a particular column, okay, on the salary info table. And not null. Okay, let's try to insert this. So when I'm inserting for ID column is null, right? So there is a name is coming. If you see this one, is saying that something SQL demo, salary info column, all these things is coming, right? So there are some names are coming here, but that we didn't define anything. Okay, so when we are defining certain constraints, right, when it is violating, there is some default name, SQL server will automatically pick it up. But whereas when you are defining after your table creation, that name we need to specify here. Okay, that is the only difference when you are defining the constraints after the table definition. Okay, so here say let's take, I want to specify the unique to the ID column here. Okay, ID column should be unique. Okay, so I say give a name unique underscore ID. Okay, then this is my name. Then I say the constraint name. Okay, then for which column I say ID. So this is the syntax to add a constraints after your table definition. So again I'm repeating. So after that, suppose ID column should be unique. So what will do? Alter table, then the table name for which table you want to define the constraint. Then you can say add constraint, then constraint name, then the constraint type, which type you want to do. Then you can say the ID for which column. Okay. So now if I execute this, it will be automatically updated, then command completed successfully, and the ID column will be your unique column. How to see that whether it is correct or not? Go to your, just refresh this and go to your the database, go to your table in the demo constraints, right? If you click on that in the column, uh, see int or click on the constraints here. Just refresh it one more time. Just hopefully it should come up now. Oh, this is demo constraints only. Right? Oh, why it is not showing here? Let me check for other stuffs here. Yeah, it is there here. The constraint name, but here for this it is not coming. Why? Seriously. Did I executed this or no? Okay, already is there. I already created. Somehow. Okay, let me try to insert that whether I will able to know. Insert into demo constraints here. Values, let's take one. BC 123, comma, get it here. I just want to see the data. Okay, now if I insert one more, this one should not allow, right? Because one is already there on my system. Yeah, it is working. It's working, okay, because this is a unique one. Somehow don't know why it is not showing inside that, okay? I'm not sure. So if you see this first column I already inserted. The second time if I inserted for the ID column one, no, it is violating. And the ID is coming what? If you see the EQ ID, what you are given here. The same it is saying that it is violating. Okay, got it? That answer to your question. Somebody asked like how to add your constraints after your definition,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got it. Got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
So now tell me if I want to insert the same one, whatever we have the previously, right? The date of salary to the default. If I use now, what will be my syntax? Can somebody tell me? Just see
Yeah.
this one, same. I want to define default as get date for the date of salary. What could be
Uh,
my syntax here?
alter table,
Mm-hmm.
demo constraints, add constraint, uh, some constraint name.
Yeah. So let's say tf underscore date. Okay. Then default.
Default
Uh-huh. And what is the syntax? This is the one, right? Default.
get get date of that is
How to
column.
define?
It's the column
Mm-hmm.
name. Default date.
Something like that. It will work out here. So this is the syntax. So this is the syntax we have followed. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the actual, this should be the syntax. So this is my column. Okay. Okay. And then default, then get it. Let's try. What is the harm on doing that? Okay. So I'm saying default, let's LL. It will work out? No. Incorrect syntax. So here what do we need to define? So to first, you need to define your first, it will be the default. Okay. Let's see again. So now I'm saying default for which column? This column. What is the value? Gateway. Get it. Now it will work out? Don't know. Let's see. Again, it is syntax error. Not permitted in this constants. Valid expressions are inconsistent. Hmm? What could be the reason here? What we can specify here? How? Just tell me how we can define this now.
I think the column name should be in parentheses after the default. It should be inside that
Okay. So it will
inside
be
the
like this.
default. The entire thing, I think, including get date.
Including get date. Okay. Like this.
I think so.
It's not allowed. In this case, it allowed. Okay. In this case, it is not allowed. Okay. So I'm not doing it right away. Okay. Just you need to do that and let do a fix. This is my slight homework for you so that you can insert a default value after your definition. Okay. I did it for one, just working, but in this case, default date of salary, when I'm saying get date, it is somehow not working, right? It's saying that some expressions error and all. So here, just take it out, like how to do this. This is a small piece of exercise for you. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Yeah, try it. Small things only. It will work out. Okay. Okay. Now another one. Suppose uh, you define a constraints, right? So for this table, we define some constraints. And suppose tomorrow somebody say that I don't want the constraint. I want just to want to delete that the constraint. I don't want the somehow I accidentally put the constraints. I just don't want to do that. Such I just want to delete it. Okay. So that if you want to delete any constraint for from a table, right? The statement would be alter table name. Okay. Alter table name. Then say drop constraint. Yesterday I discussed that drop is the statement which will delete, right? So what will delete? The constraint and the constraint name. Sorry, constraint name. So this is the syntax to drop any constraint which is available here. Okay, make sense now? Okay,
Yeah.
alter table name, drop constraint name. That's it. Very simple. Okay, now again little bit deeper understanding. So now I'm again creating one more table which is one demo constraint one, and I think let's to create this. What happened? Oh, is it? There is a missing. Okay. So the demo constraint one is created. Okay. Now I'm inserting couple of values here. Okay. So insert into demo constraints 1 values, all these things. Okay. Now again I'm repeating the value. I'm just changing the name of the column. I'm just inserting. Okay. Again I'm saying that this will be D, E, F. I'm inserting. Okay. Now when I'm selecting this value, select star from my demo constraints 1, I have multiple IDs with the same ID. Like ID 1 is repeating here. Okay. With the different names. Because why? Because we have not specified any kind of constraints on this particular column ID. Then it is taking up. Now my question is, after that, let's take the table definition is done. Now I'm inserting a unique constraint to the ID column. The data is there. Okay, data is there already. Now I am inserting here alter table demo constraints 1. Okay, then unique ID 1 for the unique ID. If I just a question now to use that, if I add now a unique constraint to the ID column, I already have the data, okay, which is nothing but 1111 for the ID column, and for that particular column, again I am inserting the uniqueness. Will that allow? Yes. Okay. If it is no, why? And I need an answer from everybody. Just a thought. Okay. What you think here? What will take? If I execute this execution now, it will throw an error. It will work. What will happen?
It will throw an error saying
Mm-hmm.
constraint can't be added because of the values are duplicated, like not
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Okay. What about others?
Same thing with me actually.
Okay.
It
So
will not
let's try.
allow. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. Okay. So before to that, one more thing I want to say. Now execute it. It will throw an error because why? Because it is not doing it because the data itself is already a duplicated. Okay. And on top of that, you are defining a unique constraint. What is the unique constraint rule? Is saying that it will not allow any duplicates, right? So if it's not allowing duplicates, in this case, what you need to do? If I want to add this, what is the way it would be? Anyway, I want to add it now because I already have the data with duplicates. So that's why for this column, it is not allowing me to add any constraint which is unique. Now still I want to do it. What I will do for that? What could be the solution here? Can we just delete the records, whatever I inserted, then apply the constraints?
No, we can't do that. Sometimes we have thousands of like that, right?
Right. So basically, I'm saying in a real time, the deletion will not work out. What they will do is that in that case, they will take a backup of the table, okay, then delete the original records, okay, then apply the constraints, and from the backup, they will again insert the data into this table with a uniqueness. Okay, they will do like that one. Okay. So taking a backup of the table, then I'll show you when the time comes how to take the backup of the table. So it is means like we'll just create another replica of the same table, okay, which is nothing but whatever the data we have on the first table, it will go to the second table. Then we'll delete the records from the first table, then apply the constraints, then insert back the record from the second table. This is the way it would be. But in this case, still we are doing a demo here. We'll just straight away delete this. Okay. So I say delete from demo constraints 1. Okay. So I'm just deleting the records. So all three records have gone. Now another questions I want to ask you. Okay, which database I'm working? I'm working on the SQL demo. If I give the alter demo the constraint and constraint ID is EQID, and if I execute it, it executed, right? Okay, for the different table. Okay, it executed for the okay now. Okay, constraint. Okay, what was asking is that the same constraint name we defined for another table, right? For the same table, we can't define the same constraint for one more time, okay? But for the different table, we can define that. Now it allows because we deleted the records and it allowed. Okay, so this is one areas of concern because when the data is already there at table level, and on top of that, suppose you want to define your constraints, then you need to make sure that the data would be sufficient. What exactly you want to see, that whether that have duplicates, whether they have semi not null or whatever may be. So based on that only the constraints can be specified. Otherwise, we need to just delete particular records, then insert back with the constraints. Okay. Now, any questions up to now? This four, whatever you discussed, any particular point you want to discuss one more time? Then I will come to the primary key and foreign key, the last one. Any particular point you guys need to discuss? Specific anything? Whatever you discussed right now.
I'm good, Samir.
Okay. Everybody is good? Is it fast today or it is okay? The pace is slow or is okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Now let's discuss about the last two constraints, which is nothing but your primary key and your foreign key. Okay. These two will work with congestion in the sense parallelly they can't work it. Like primary key can work, okay, but the foreign key will always dependent upon the primary key. If there is a table on one primary key, then the foreign key will refer to that. We'll see. So the primary key features is that it is saying that no duplicates, and not null by default. Okay. If you specify a column as a primary key, then it will by default it is no duplicates and not null. So it is a combination of unique and not null. I can say the primary key is nothing but it's a combination of unique plus the not null. So which is nothing but a primary key. And foreign key, we'll see that. Okay. So let's create a table here first. Create table, say department. Okay. I say department ID int dpt id, I say primary key. Okay, I'm defining a primary key for this column. Okay, I say employee id int not null, and salary int. This is the one column I have inserted here. Okay, don't give any space. This one. So now I have created a the department table here. Execute it. Okay, now insert some records here. Insert into my department table, say values. So first department is like 10. Okay, then employee is 1001 and salary is, let's take 1. Okay, now insert. All right, so now if I insert one more records with the same one, okay, if I say 10 and I say 1002 and I say 2456, the salary would be. If I insert now the same record, already the 10 record is inserted. If I done the second one, it will violate. Okay, it will say that cannot insert duplicate key into the department table, because already the primary key is defined. Department ID is a primary key, which will not allow any duplicates. Whether it is allowing any null, we see if we specify any null here and try to insert again, that is also will violate. Okay, so the primary key column, which will not take any duplicates and it will not take any null also. Okay, so let's take I'm 20 here. I'm inserting a record. It will allow because this is a different one. Now another employee, I'm just inserting 30 with 1003, then say 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm inserting this data. Okay, so there are select star from DPT. Okay, so if I select records, I will get 3 department, which is nothing but mine: 10, 20, 30, 1001, 1002, all these things. Okay, any questions up to now on the primary key at least?
Yes,
No.
sir. Please tell me once more.
Now, what I means where I need to tell, like what means in the sense where
Uh,
you left.
yeah, primary key, like the last one, the insert.
Primary key means for this particular column, we will able to define only the unique values. It will not take any department ID, it will not take any duplicates, and it will not allow the nulls also. We need to say 10 department, 20 department, 30 department already there. I can't insert another 10, another 20, another 30 because this department ID is unique. Okay,
Okay, I got
and
it.
on this column we can't specify the null also because it is a primary key. It should be a value for this particular column. Okay,
Okay,
make
I
sense?
got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Now suppose I want to create another. Let's take another table here where I say create table employee. So which is same as my company only. So I have in my company I have 2 tables. Just imagine that. Okay. One is my department table and second one is my employee table. Okay, in the employee table I have employee ID int, say not null. Yes. Okay, employee ID can be null. No, let's take. Okay, and I say here the department ID, department ID, or I can say here employee ID is there. No, I'll just specify the employee name, employee name for the company. Say varchar, let's take max. Okay, and salary for the employee is there. Okay, now employee name, and I say department ID int. Okay, these are the 2 columns I have in my employee table, which is the department it belongs to, right? So now if I insert into this, what I want here, the just try to understand this scenario. Okay, so this 2 table, let me pull it in this way. Select star from DPT and select star from EMP. EMP right don't have a data right now, but I will insert it. So both this table, right? Just think like that. These 2 are inter dependent on each other. Okay. So these are the department IDs, and for that I want give my employee names here. Okay. So basically, I want to insert the 10 department. For that, how many employees are that? What is the name of the employee? 20. I want to insert the 20 here, and what is the employee name here? So, but here the problem is while inserting into my employee table.
So,
Employee
so,
table. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
now department ID is the primary key for both the tables, right?
Yeah, department ID is the primary key on department table. Yes, it is, but not in the employee table. Employee table department ID can be duplicated, right? Because each department can have multiple employees also, right? Hmm? Make sense?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So I'm just inserting employee into employees values. I say 10 department, sorry, I'm saying E name, sorry, ABC, first department. I say it belongs to 10 department here. Okay, fine. I inserted it. Now another inserted I say XYZ, it is belong to, let's take 20 department. Hmm, okay. Now I say DEF, it belongs to 30 departments. Alright. Just for a sec, I just did it. Now, if I select both the stuff, you just see the data, then I will come to one problem. Not able to see it. Let me expand it. Oh, oh, come on, come on. Not able to expand it. Okay. Don't know why I'm not able to expand it. What is coming and is going out. Sorry. Okay, leave it. Yeah. See, now this department 10 have an employee 1001 for that salary is 1200. What is the name of the employee? UPC. Okay. 20 department, this is the employee ID, this is salary. What is the employee name for this? This is the employee name. For the 30, this is the one, this is the one, and this is where enter. Now, go down, and if I insert an employee to the employee table, okay, I say one employee saying that WED, and I say a department called 40. Will that insert or it will not allow? So we have a department in the department table. Department ID is my primary key, and I have the records called 10, 20, and 30. I have
No,
only three departments. I am inserting the records for in my employee table. I have inserted a record for 10. I have inserted a record for 20 and a record for the 30. Now I am inserting a value inside the employee 40, which is not a department at all. Okay, will that allow?
no.
Yes, it will get inserted.
Yes, it will allow.
It will allow. Okay, let's see. It allows. Why it will allows? It
There
allows.
is
But
no,
yeah, I'll come to that. Okay, so why it got inserted? Because there is no such rules we have defined. Okay, but this is a problem. The problem is the sense it is allowing the 40 departments should not allow here to me at all. So when I'm inserting this record, it should not allow any department which is not present in my department table. So basically, there is no relationship between my department table and the employee table right now. Okay, so I want to make a relationship between the department and the employee table. So that concept is called your primary key and your foreign key relationship. Okay, so what we need to do now is that now you understand the problem. Everybody understand the problem?
yes,
Okay. Now what we need to do is that let's uh, clear it up everything. Okay. Now I need to drop this table first because I want to define again. Okay. So I said drop table name. So I will just drop the table employee. I just delete it. So it got deleted. Now I will create again. Okay. But when I'm creating this, right, that time I want to specify here. Okay, how I will specify here. So I will say the department ID when I'm specifying int here, right? After that, I will say it will be a foreign key, foreign key, foreign key. The spelling is right, right? Yeah. So this is my foreign key. Okay. Then it will be a foreign key means it will take what exactly, because there is a combination of primary key and foreign key, so it should refer to a particular primary key from different table, which is nothing but from my department table here. So department ID is a primary key on my department table, and that I am referring here to this particular column inside my EMP table. So I'll say foreign key, I need to use a keyword called references. Okay, very just important, just go to the syntax. Okay, the department int, then I'm saying foreign key references. Okay, then the table name, which is nothing but my department table, then I will specify the name of the column, which table it will refer from the department table. So in this way, when you are defining this, now there is a relationship happen between your department table and your employee table. Okay, along with your department ID. Okay, so foreign key references the parent table name and the parent column name, and this is your child. Okay, any questions on the syntax? Then I'll execute this now. We are good.
Tell us once more, sir, in this
Okay.
part,
Okay, so
references.
the in the department table, the department ID is my primary key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I am creating the employee table, I am taking this department ID and I just want to relate or to make a relationship the employee with my department table based on the
Mm-hmm.
department ID. So what we are defining here? The department ID, then the data type, then the constraint, which will be nothing but a foreign key. Then it will refer. References means nothing but a refer to the parent table. This is my parent table to the my parent column. So based on that, now we are defining a relationship between the employees and department based on the department ID column. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Yeah.
Now if I execute this, now try to insert, into the employee table and values. Okay, I say 10, sorry, I say ABC, I say 10, it will allow, because I already have a 10 department on my department table. Okay, it will allow. If I say XYZ, it will say 20, it will allow. Okay, when I say DEF, I say 30, this will also will allow, because I already have a 30. But when I say accidentally say that WAD, I say 40. Okay, now because the 40 department is not available on my department table, so if I execute now, it will violate. Okay, this is a foreign key violation is happening. What is the saying? Foreign key violation. So it means that whatever the department we have inside my department table 10, 20 and 30, those only we can insert it here due to this. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So this is overall about your the constraints. Okay, so not null, check. Again, I'm repeating, not null is something like it will not allow null values to the particular column. Check is something like whenever you want to check any condition, right? Suppose salary greater than 10,000 or any kind of gender column you have, which is equals to male or female. Those kind of conditions, if you want to give it, then it will be a check constraint. Third one is the unique, which is nothing but it will not allow duplicate values to the column, which is unique. And unique and not null, you can combine that with the combination. Fourth one is the default. If you are not if you define something as a default value to a particular column, and while insertion, if you skip that part, it will take the default value. And the primary key is nothing but is a no duplicate and a not null automatically. And the foreign key always depend upon the primary key, and the foreign key, it will take the value whatever you have inserted into the primary key. Other than that, it will not take any other values in the foreign key. Okay, make sense? Okay, now the last point which I want to discuss for today is that very simple one but important. Okay, let me create a table here. I say create table, say demo 2. Okay, so here I want to insert first. Okay, mm, say int primary key. Okay, this is my id. And suppose I want to insert one more any uniqueness column. Let me think. Okay, what are the column? I will take it another column. Anyway, random column I'm taking. Okay, let's take id 1. This also needs to be uh, not null and should not be duplicated. So I say int and I say specify as primary key. Okay, and if I execute this too, okay, what do you think it will give you? It will throw an error or it will allow? What do you think? I'm giving id as a primary key and id 1 also as a primary key. It will allow?
No.
No.
No, because the table
Okay,
has only one primary key.
right. So if I execute this, it will throw an error. So cannot add multiple primary constraints to a table. So if you define a primary key, that is the only column. But now, suppose this column also I want to act like a primary key. Okay. So in the sense, the id 1 can be created like int, but it should be no duplicate and it should not allow not null. Then how do I do?
You can add two constraints like unique, not null.
Correct, correct, correct. That's right. That's correct. Unique, not null. Okay. This is the and another alternate to the primary key, because in a table only one primary key is allowed. So if you see this or you want to create the same functionality for other column, then you can use the unique and not null combination. Now another, you will create id2 int, I say unique and not null. This will allow or not allow?
Yeah, disallowed.
This allow,
Allows.
right? Okay, yeah, this allows. So only thing is that primary key is not allowed. Multiple times we can't define a primary key on the table, but we can n number of times we can define other constraints, unique, check, anything we can specify, and there is no rules for this. Okay, if I create this, it will allow the command complete successfully. All right. Okay, so now another one, suppose in a table, right? So let me take a table which is we created some constraints. Good table I'll take. Yeah, suppose on the salary info, hmm, somebody tell you that what are the constraints you have on the table. Okay. So there is a table underline, there is a default a table got created, okay, inside the SQL server. From here you can see that, okay, if you go to the salary info table at stake and click on the constraints, then you can see that these are the constraints. But somehow say that I want to print it with a SQL statement. So there is a table which is available, say select star from. There is a schema called information underscore schema. Okay, there is a schema, it's a default schema. Okay, then under that there are so many things are there. This is a very important schema in SQL Server where you can get so many things. You can say columns, you can see parameters, sequences, all these things. But we are more interested on this table, which is nothing but your table dot constraints. Okay, select star from the table dot constraints. So if you execute this, it will give you everything. So on my database, what is the constraint name and which table it belongs to, what is the schema, and for each and every table also it will be available here. Okay. So you can specify a condition also here where my table underscore name equals to district salary info. This is my table name, right? So if I execute now for the salary info, there is nothing there right now, but in this way it will be available. So all the constraints. So this is the schema and under that it is available. Okay. Just make a note. Information.schema.table.constraint where you can see all the constraints for every table on that database. Okay. Got it? Okay. So I am done for today. I am last 5 minutes. I'm just putting for the Q&A. Any questions you have? Anything? And I'll put the assignment number 2 also. So today there is no in the sense you just need to practice to understand all the constraints and all the things. Okay, just a practice. But assignment 2 will be from the previous class only extension because I have already given you the couple of exercise to that. So just you need to try that. Okay. So Rajani, you are saying that some questions you didn't do that, right? What are the questions? Can you just repeat that for me, please?
Yeah, it's number 8 and 10 actually.
What is the question? 8 and 10. I don't have that document.
Okay, I'm checking it.
Okay, anyway, we'll do one thing, Rajani. Otherwise, let them others allow to do the assignment 1 today. If not permitted, if they have not done. And I give some exercise on assignment 2 also on the GitHub. Just combinedly do it because it will be extension to the assignment 1 only. And
Okay,
tomorrow when it comes up, we'll discuss all the topics whenever,
yeah,
whichever is
and
required. Okay.
yeah, sure. And one last
Yeah.
question. Can you upload the video a little bit sooner? The recorded section, please.
I already informed that to the person, Tarun and
Yeah,
all.
they're
So
uploading
yeah.
very lately actually. It came
Okay.
today at
Right.
5 o'clock.
I'll I'll
So
I'll tell them to make sure that it will be done
yeah,
before.
it
Okay.
will help me actually a lot before. I mean,
Sure.
mm.
Yeah. Sure. I'll do that. I'll do my best on that one.
Okay, Samir,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions you have? Otherwise, I'm good. I'm done now.
Samir, I asked for the CSV file. Can you?
Oh, is it? Sorry. I'll do it right away. Okay. I
Yeah,
forgot that. I'll
I
upload into the GitHub only. You just take a download from there. Okay.
yeah. So I tried
Sure.
with that one, but it shows some error with cannot read the ASCII values or something. It shows.
Okay. Sure.
But
I'll do
I
that right away. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay.
tried with a different table, but I have a few queries with that too. A few questions.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
For that, as Rajni said, that is a question number 8.
Hmm.
It asks for write a query to find the top 5 orders with the highest sales in furniture category.
Right. So it will be top 5.
What is that?
Top five. We discussed last
Yeah,
class, right? Top five.
yeah. For that, we have to use order by the.
Yeah. So that's the syntax. Order by we didn't discuss in the
We
class.
didn't discuss it, I think.
Okay. Fine then. Then is fine. Just put a top five. Order by will discuss because I have given an exercise to you saying that
Yeah,
how to get the bottom five.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. For
okay.
that,
I'll. Hmm.
we can do like from the descending, like
Yeah.
from the bottom.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when you need to do it. Yes.
yeah. Okay. And another question
Okay.
is, can we combine like there is another question what is the um, like the order date between
Hmm.
uh, two dates? Like write a query to
Hmm.
find all the orders where order
Hmm.
date is in year 2020 but ship date is in 2021.
Hmm.
So
Right.
for that one, I have a question like, can we combine two betweens? Like
Yes. You
from,
can.
can we do
Yeah. You
that?
can do that.
I was not
Yeah. You
able.
can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm saying that Vali, right, hold these questions because I think Shailaja and Nargis here didn't tried it. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll put assignment number two today with couple of questions that combines around 15 questions it would be. So
Okay.
and tomorrow we'll discuss whichever is the doubt. And I'm arguing that guys, Shailaja and Nargis, please do try that assignment before coming to the next class. I'll upload right away. At least the assignment number one, complete it, and whichever you have a doubt, just let me know tomorrow so that you can discuss. The first part, 10 minutes, I will take it to cover up the assignment, then I will start my things for tomorrow. Okay?
Sure,
It's
Samit.
all right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
sure. Thank you.
In the yeah, I have one question, Samit. In the
Hmm.
database, as you mentioned now, it like a information schema, like that.
Hmm.
So many schemas will be there, right, in the database.
Yeah, right, yeah, correct.
So for multiple purposes, like now
Multiple
we use,
purposes.
yeah, we
Hmm.
use for information schema to get the
Right,
all the information related to constraints. Same way we
right.
can use.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even if I show you one more thing here, how to see the schemas also, there is a procedure. Okay. So in the database, right? So let's we are working on the SQL demo. Go to the securities here. Okay. Then there will be a folder called schemas. Okay. So this will be the schema. These are default schema, which is when you install the SQL server, it got created like information
Mm-hmm.
schema. But you can create your own schema also. So right now, whichever table you are creating, right? Okay, I'll take 1 minute now since this topic got inserted. So whenever you are creating a table, right, it is defaultly taking the DBO schema because we are not
Yeah.
specifying any schema there, right? So we can do one thing. So suppose you want to create a schema. So how to do? Create schema, then schema name. So let's take, I want to create table related to the sales. Okay. So I'll create schema and sales. The schema will be created. Now, when I'm creating the table, create table, okay, say orders, ORDR, let's take, okay. If you not specify anything, it will take DBO schema, but you need to explicitly specify here, sales.order, so that it
Mm-hmm.
will create inside your sales schema only, okay. So ID, let's take ID. So now if you create this table, so it will get created inside your sales schema. Okay. So let me refresh this a little bit and go to the security and click on the schemas. See one another sales schema got created, right? Just now we created the sales schema. And when you are retrieving the record also, select suppose you inserted something and you want to say that you need to specify the schema name with
Okay.
the table name while inserting and while selecting also both the steps. Make sense now?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, thank you and have a nice day, guys.